after a good rest in Morthal, we decided to head straight for the Greybeards to return the horn.
Linley, would you mind taking care of the customer, please?
That meant getting to Iverstead. And since it took all day to get there, we found ourselves once again killing time at the inn.
You want a drink?
Just some water, please.
Of course.
During breakfast, I had an interesting conversation with Lucian.
A pleasant journey, milady.
Thank you.
I once got into a fight with an orc in a place like this.
Really?
Well, I say a fight. I made a regrettable comment about his face, and he hit me. Good times.
Oh. Say, Lucian.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm well. Look, can I ask you something?
Ask away.
You seem pretty well educated. Where are you from, Lucian?
Cyrodiil. Though I suppose you could probably guess that. I grew up in the Imperial City, mostly with my nose in a book. My family own a small amount of property there, and they always encouraged me to pursue my interests. Namely, knowledge, in all its forms. I spent some time at the Arcane University, a couple of years at the archives of White Gold Tower, and I've studied at every academy in the city. But no amount of academic knowledge can compare to some practical experience. I'm done reading about the world. Now I want to see it.
I know the feeling, Lucian. I couldn't wait to get out of that stronghold. Is there anywhere in particular that you want to see?
Now that you mention it, I suppose there is. Somewhere here in Skyrim, there's a Dwemer ruin called Doomsbethar. I came across a text referring to it in my last few months at the Arcane University. Dwemerus is a fiddly language. Often the same words can have multiple meanings, but I'm fairly sure it translates loosely to bound ghosts.
Oh.
It piqued my curiosity. The use of soul gems in Dwemer automatons is well documented, but no one really knows much about their purpose or function. I thought perhaps this place of bound ghosts might be something to do with that, so I did some more research, but I just can't find the location. My father's looking into it for me while I'm here on my expedition. If he finds anything, he's going to let me know.
Perhaps one day.
Great. So I guess your father's a scholar too, huh?
All right then.
All right. Well,
And away we go.
right. You are right. It's time for us to get going. Come on, team. Time for us to head back up this infernal mountain. You know, those Greybeards need a teleportation device or something, hmm? Speaking of teleportation, that gives me an idea. While fiddling around in Nether's follower framework during one of my recent videos, I noticed in the MCM that you can set a hotkey to teleport followers to you.
Town, Iverstead's been here for a long time. There are references to it dating back as far as the Second Era.
Yeah, that's great, Lucian,
Who'd have
thanks. So anyway, I thought that sounded a lot more handy than the individual summoning I did. So I decided to test it out by leaving everyone down in Iverstead except Lucian. Lucian has to be handled separately because he can't be imported into the follower framework. All right.
This land really is beautiful.
It is, for sure. Once we reached the monastery, I went into the MCM, and I set up my hotkey for the teleport followers command, which we can find right here under System, Hotkeyed Abilities, and Teleport Followers. And I'm just going to set that to F6. Then I exited the MCM and tested it out. F6. Of course, you can't see me doing anything here. F6. F6. Hello? Huh. Nothing. Alright, maybe we just need to give it a moment. So, I'll pick some snowberries first and Try again. F6. Lucian. Nothing's happening. Actually, I wonder if they won't come because I told them to wait. Let's toggle them back to follow and see what happens. F6. Oh! Woohoo! Here they come! Dropping out of the sky like dragon turds.
Sometimes I wonder if using a one-handed weapon would be more suitable for my frame. But it really doesn't suit my personality.
Nice to see you guys. I hope that wasn't too painful of a trip. Alright, now let's go see if these old guys are impressed with us or not. Oh, it's so quiet here.
Ready to get going?
Except for you, Lydia. Look, you guys just wait here, okay? Master Arngeir? I brought you the horn. Here.
Ah, you've retrieved the horn of Jorgen Lund. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me. It is time for us to recognize you formally as Dragonborn.
I wonder what that means.
You are ready to learn the final word of unrelenting.
Ooh, a new word?
Da,
Excellent.
which means push. Da. With all three words
Actually,
together,
one moment,
this
Arngeir.
shout is much
It
more
seems like
Lucian.
so long as you come back for me.
Yes. Stay out of
Let
the
me
way,
know if you need
please,
anything
okay?
else.
Alright, I was sorry, Arngeir, sorry. Carry on.
First, Master Rothgar will teach you the final word of unrelenting force. You are ready.
Okay, here it is. Da.
Master Rothgar will now give you his knowledge of
Ah, thank you, Master Wolfgar. It's so much easier than killing a dragon.
We would speak to you. And between us, prepare yourself. You can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeards. You are ready.
Uh-oh. Whoa!
Dovahkiin, you have tasted the voice of the Greybeards and passed through unscathed. High Rothgar is open to you.
Thank you, Master Arngeir.
Wind guide you.
Yes, Arngeir. Another moment, please. The Thunderchild mod is insistent on teaching me a new shout right now. Phantom Decoy. Okay. Now where were we? Ah, yes, I wanted to ask you about the ceremony. Were all four of you shouting at me?
We spoke the traditional words of greeting to a Dragonborn who has accepted our guidance. The same words were used to greet the young Talos when he came to High Rothgar, before he became the Emperor Tiber Septim.
Oh. And what did you actually say?
Ah, I sometimes forget you are not versed in the dragon tongue as we are. This is a rough translation. Long has the storm crown languished, with no worthy brow to sit upon. By our breath we bestow it now to you, in the name of Kine, in the name of Shore, and in the name of Atmora of old. You are Ismir now, the dragon of the north. Hearken to it.
Oh, that is, that's weighty.
Wind, guide you.
And you, Master. Thank you. All right. So, now that we are officially accepted by the Greybeards, we have a new mod area opened up to us. The High Rothgar Library. This is added by the mod Thunderchild. And we're going to go have a look and explore some of that mod's functionality. So the library is located at the end of the long hallway on the council room side of the building. That's the side opposite their living quarters. And it's locked until after the Greybeards do their shouting ceremony. So this is the first time I've been in here. Well, on Khazarg. I did explore this on another character, I have to admit. We tried to come in here earlier with Khazarg, but of course it was locked and we couldn't get in. There's a few useful things to take here. Alright, this is our very own room with a very uncomfortable looking bed. And this special amulet, the Amulet of Mantras, here at the base of this Talos statue. You can use this altar to set an equip order for shouts to be stored within this amulet. Down here we've got, let's see, let's check all the way down here first. Nothing at the end of the hallway. Ah, wait, except... Ha! The Gift of Kine. A special item you can hold, which provides a healing effect that also reduces the cooldown of your shouts. Here you can see it's a staff. Nice. And then down here we've got the meditation area, I guess. I'm not sure what else to call this. In each of the wardrobes in the first part of this room, there's a collection of recolored Greybeard robes in all kinds of colors, as you can see here and here. And there's even more on the other side. More colors here. And finally, even more over here. And then in this back room, at the base of this statue, there's a lore-friendly book about the Thu'um. And this describes the new shouts that are added by the mod. All right, and then here, this pillar is the trigger for the meditation mat. You click on this and then your Dragonborn will begin to meditate. You have to sit for just the right amount of time, aiming to stop when your stamina is below 20% but not completely gone. And, of course, I totally failed that. I couldn't remember how to get up. I think I was hitting E, but you actually have to use a movement key to get back up. Okay. Let's try this again. So, of course, that time wasn't long enough. Alright, we're going to give this one more go before we give up for now. You know, I'm really just being too lazy right now to do this in a more methodical way. I'm sure you can time this effectively rather than just sort of guessing. But let's see if I can manage to guess right this time. Yes. Yay. All right. So you can see here that if you successfully meditate, then you will learn new meanings for the shouts that you've already learned. And that actually completed a quest as well. And now we've opened up the ability to complete some different activities which will earn us Kind's favor. Some of these activities can only be done once, while some other things are repeatable over and over. Here in my quest log, you can see we now have Acolyte of the Voice for meditating to learn new words, and also Champion of Kind for earning favor to make my shouts stronger. And I'm just going to go ahead and activate both of those. Ah, here we go. I've learned a new word of power. Oh. Okay. Or rather, new words of power. So in the shout menu, you can see that from meditating, I now have new shouts for each of the first vanilla words that I know. So we've got Armageddon from the first word of Whirlwind Sprint, Curse from the first word of Phantom Decoy, Earthquake from the first word of Unrelenting Force. Phantom Decoy is the 3-word shout the mod gave me right after the ceremony. And then Shroud of Snowfall comes from the first word of Become Ethereal. So you can learn the second and third words of these new shouts once you've earned enough of Kind's favor, but only once you've also unlocked the word as part of a vanilla shout. So to earn Kind's favor, you can use your shouts, you can do all the activities in that quest, and actually shouting may even grant you a free dragon soul. So now you can feel justified in whirlwind sprinting all over Tamriel. All right, with the horn returned, we need to get on with our next most important task, which is gathering supplies to build the guild house for Arian. And I finally just decided to visit the cities to purchase supplies. So we took the ferry from Iverstead to Riften, and then headed over to see the blacksmith.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
They haven't been by the bunkhouse.
Come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel, eh?
Wasn't sure exactly what we were going to need.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
But I figured iron for nails and whatnot. Maybe corndom for making locks. And I don't know, I thought maybe we'd need some steel too. So just buy a couple of those.
If you need any more smithing work, come see me again.
After that, we took the carriage to Riverwood, but it was too late by the time we arrived to barter with the smith.
Come on
So,
in. Just stoke the fire.
we got
Take a seat and get the cold out.
rooms at the inn for the night. Yes, the woman. She rents the rooms.
I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers.
She wants to rent me the attic room?
We don't get a lot of travelers here.
OC, that's the trigger for continuation of the main quest line, and I'm surprised to see that here since we have the mod Not So Fast main quest. So now, out of curiosity, I've got to see what happens. I'd like to rent the attic room, please.
Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
Okay, so it appears you can override the delay from the Not So Fast mod by speaking to Delphine anytime.
Since we're here,
It looks like renting the attic room will start the next step, a blade in the dark.
I hope you don't mind if I
And then if
order
you speak to
something.
Delphine again, it will trigger the whole secret lair conversation,
Got the new order
thus
received.
progressing the main quest
Gonna
along
need
its
some
usual
hardwood
route.
planks. None of that soft.
In the morning, I'd barely gotten out of bed when I was accosted by...
I've been looking for you.
Yep,
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your
you
hands
guessed
only.
it, a courier.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
He gave me a letter, but it wasn't actually for me. It was for Lucian. My dear Lucian, I hope this letter finds you well and that your adventures have not yet resulted in too much grievous bodily harm to yourself or your new friend. You will be delighted to hear that I've finally managed to get you the location of that Dwemer ruin you were so interested in. I had to pull a few strings, mind, but what are fathers for if not using their influence in the imperial government to further their son's academic research? Turns out it's not in Skyrim at all. The records I found actually place Doomsbethar on Solstheim, north of the town that's come to be known as Raven Rock. The gates, however, have been locked for hundreds of years, so I'm afraid there's no way in. Unless, of course, your old pa happens to know an Argonian who knows a Dunmer whose wife works in a Dwemer museum that fortune would have it has the key in their collection. And what do you know? That's just the case. I've attached it along with this letter. You can thank me when you next visit. Good luck, my boy. Do let me know what you find. Try not to get yourself brutally killed by ancient, angry automatons. Oh, and your mother sends her love. Love, Pa. Hey, Lucian?
Yes, boss?
This letter I got's for you, actually. Hey, don't mind the broken seal there. I think it just got wet or something.
Uh-oh? Perhaps the courier gave it to you by mistake. Let me see. Ooh, marvelous. It's from my father. Do you remember I said he was looking into Doomsbethar for me?
Yeah.
It seems he's had some success.
Oh, really?
He's found me its location.
Wow.
Turns out we were completely wrong when we guessed it was in Skyrim. It's actually on Solstheim.
You don't say.
Not only that, but he's also sent me the key. Can we go? Oh, please say we can go.
I don't know, Lucian. I mean, I'd like to, but we've got a lot of other priorities right now. Can it wait?
I suppose you're right. Perhaps when some of our other concerns are a bit less pressing?
Yeah, like maybe after we save the world. Okay?
There we go.
Right. Alright, we need to see the blacksmith. Come on, guys. Quick breakfast and let's get moving. So we visited the blacksmith there in Riverwood. Halvor? It looks like you're having a rough morning there, dude. Ah! Oh.
Good to see you.
And you.
Hey
It's, good to see you out of that wall. Hey, listen, we need some building supplies. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Okay, let's get some more corundum, some more iron. Kind of hate spending all this money. But Orion wants his guild house. A little bit more steel, just in case.
Aye.
Okay, so then we headed over to Whiterun to do the same. Although first I got distracted by the Khajiit caravan outside the city. So I decided to offload some junk, including a couple unusual gems that I had come across that seemed to have no purpose. So OOC, I'm using this to highlight a mod we have called Stackable Stones of Baron Zaya. It does what it says, i.e. makes the stones stack.
Was there anything else, or is our transaction complete?
And also enables you to sell them and purchase them back, albeit at a much inflated price. Hey, I'd like to buy back that unusual gem I sold you.
Well, you've come to the right place. Now, aren't you a strange one? Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed.
1,000 gold? That's a rip-off. Like I sold it to you for 50.
The wise trader finds the best opportunities. That is the truth.
Yeah, so be careful if you decide to sell them. This mod also has the option to add quest markers for the stones, which makes them much easier to find.
Business with us again.
Not to be ripped off like that, I won't.
The wind blows.
Anyway, once we'd finished with the smith in Whiterun, we hopped on the carriage to Solitude and arrived there with plenty of daylight left to visit the blacksmith for some final supplies.
I've got a little work if you're interested, traveler.
Hey, Beerend.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
Yeah, I'm just looking for building supplies.
Take a look.
Okay, I'll take this corundum ore. That's all you have. Actually, I think that's it, because I've got a lot of iron and steel already.
Return anytime you need arms or armor.
Thank you.
My forge never rests.
Okay, then we headed over to the museum to start preparations for the guild house. And actually, it turned out to be quite a bit more complicated than we'd expected. Mostly because we didn't know what supplies we were going to need, and then we had to keep running back and forth, hunting them all down. So you're going to have to wait for the next episode to see that loose end get all tied up. And advance notice that the next episode is actually going to be the last full episode for this series. And then I'll do just one more short wrap-up with some musings about my thoughts on playing with the LOTD Plus guide. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!